I am going to do some mixed media tags to go along with Line Dot Arrow, Natalie's Facebook group challenge. I have two of her kits, well actually three. The Spring Bloom kit, the Vintage book pages, and the book pages add-on. I have all three of those kits. These are three of the big tags from I think this is from the Spring Bloom. And I did run them through my embossing machine. I didn't do that on camera because I just can't get a good angle, and it's an old machine and it doesn't cooperate with me, so I kind of have to fight with it a little bit. As you can see, the embossing, it's probably the way that I put it in. The embossing is more pronounced here than it is here, and that's okay with me because I'm going to be covering these up with things. The backs have embossing on them too. I haven't decided if I'm going to leave that go or if I'm going to cover that with maybe copy dyed paper or something. But I'm also going to use these metal tags that I got at the Dollar Tree to go with them. One of the things I had in mind to do was this one. I have the ephemera in her kit. The pockets fit perfectly on these big tags, so I'm going to probably use that and put this tag inside there. But I'm going to be using some alcohol inks, and I'm also going to use some texture paste. This is my homemade version with gesso and baby powder. There are instructions online. If you Google that, you can find recipes for making your own texture paste. You can buy it also. Anyway, I'm not a pro at this. I'm just going to start fooling around with these things. I also have some wax that I'm going to be using on some of them. I have the stencil that I'm going to use when I do the texture paste on here. But first I'm going to start out with just putting some alcohol ink on, and this one is called Current. It's kind of a purple, and I've had these for a long time too, and it looks like it's going to be hard to open. I've got it. Whoops. Little particles coming off of there. The idea with this particular challenge is to do mixed media. So, for those of you who haven't done that before, it's using a variety of, I should shake this up more. This is gold. Using a variety of materials, whether it be paints, inks, fabrics, metal, and combining them into making a piece of art. Now, I am just putting this on to give it some color, and I've seen to, oh, here it is. I had a little makeup applicator that I'm going to use to spread some of this ink around. And then I'm going to let it dry. You could drop the ink on, pick up the tag, and let it run down. In fact, maybe I'll do that right here on this one. kind of show how you can do that. And I don't mind if it gets on the back, because when this dries, I'm going to flip them over and do the other side. Anyway, now I have to let those dry. So I'm not sure how long that will take. It shouldn't take too long. But while that's drying, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, it's luster wax, and this is a rose gold, which I like. I have, I also have a gold. I would like to have more of these waxes. I like using them. But as you know, our craft supplies, if we had everything we wanted, we wouldn't have room to house it all. Put some of that in here. I'm going to add probably a brad in there, but just going to put some of that in that hole to cover up that white spot. Go along the edge of this tag with it. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue that onto this, and I'm probably going to sew around this piece then too. So I will put the links to Natalie's Facebook group under this video, and if you're not already a member, maybe you want to become a member, maybe you want to follow along, participate. She has free things that she's giving away to use in this challenge. So there's prizes for you entering things that you make. At the end, she will select some winners. So you have a chance to win some of her digitals if you participate and you want to do that. And she explains all of that on her page. So I'm going to stop with that because I want to sew and I can't do that on camera. These two, I'm going to, I think, dangle these metal pieces from that, and I'm not sure how I'm doing that yet, and these are not dry enough, so I'm going to have to let this dry for a while, and I'll come back later, and so we'll be back in a bit. The alcohol ink has dried. I did both sides. And I've never worked with these before, so I'm not sure, not positive, that what I'm doing is going to work. But I'm going to go ahead and do what I wanted to attempt with this. So I'm going to do this first stencil, and I'm using the texture paste. And I have to get the jar open here. There we go. I'm not sure. My texture paste is old. I may have to add. I'm not sure how this is going to work. My texture paste is feeling a little on the hard side here, so I'm not sure. I'm going to just work with it anyway. I'm going to put the texture paste on this stencil, and it's going to need some time to dry. I'm not sure if it will adhere to these metal tags and chip off, you know. I don't know if it'll stay on, but what do I have to lose? I got 3 of these tags for $1.25. I believe it was $1.25 when I bought them. So there's that one. I got it's a little messy, but the nice thing about that is, yeah, bled through there. I can take a paper towel, maybe, wet paper towel, and wipe some of that off where I don't want the paste to be before it dries. Okay, I'm gonna let that go, and see how that responds to how it is when it's dry. Now I have another flower. I'm gonna move this one aside here, and I'm going to put move it up a little bit. There we go. That's not bad. Move that one aside. And then I have a third one here that I want to do. And when I'm finished with this one, I will be pausing the camera again to go wash the stencil and to allow this to dry. And I do not think I'm going to put any stenciling on the opposite side of these. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that side. I'll think about that. There we go. I have a little bit of extra paste there that I didn't want. And, whoops, sorry about that. Ugh. Alright, so now we'll let that dry. So I'll be back, and with any luck, it will work. And then I'm going to use watercolor to color these. be back soon. The stencil, the texture paste has dried now on these. I am not going to do texture paste on this side. What I'm going to do on this side is I'm going to take, this is craft paper, and I've had these in my stash for a while. I did a bunch of them one time and then just tucked them away. It's just craft paper. In fact, I think what I did is I took 2 sheets of craft paper. Could have easily been packing material of some sort as well. I think it's glued together. I think it's 2 sheets because it's nice and thick. And I probably used Mod Podge to do that, not glue. Certainly not my art glitter glue. That would have taken too much glue. And then I ran it through the embossing machine. It was working much better at that time. And then, as I said, I just put, I think these were leftover pieces from a project I was working on. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take pastel chalk and I'm going to go over these raised images with the pastel chalk. And since I'm going to be matching it up with Natalie's tags, I want to keep it in those color ranges, which isn't going to be hard for me to do at all. But what I do is I just gently rub the chalk over the raised image. And if you do use your finger like this, it will then get on the background as well. And I don't have a particular way that I want this done. I'm just winging it. Then if I go over it again with another color, this is a yellow of some sort, and then I could just leave that. And then I'm going to glue it on the back of this. Now I might go around the edges of this. I think I will with ink then. I just wanted to kind of show you what I'll be doing with that. Let's do another one here. Let's see, how do I want to do this one? I think I want this, because it's sunflower. I'll put that on there, and then I'm going to put a little bit of this pink down in here. There is a spray that I have. You can get it in a non-aerosol as well. I don't have it out here. It's in my closet. But it's a non-aerosol fixative. And it's for working... Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Sorry about that phone call. Let's finish this now. I want to put a little bit more of that pink on here. As I was saying, this fixative, it is for working with pastel chalks, and it will keep it from smudging. And I probably will spray it with that. You don't have to, but it will, as people touch it, it can brush off. But you could just, as I said, just use one color if you don't want to use the fixative. Let's see, I have one more. Where's the other one? Okay. Okay, maybe use a little bit more of the, use some green. I have another tray of the chalks, but I have such a small desk, I can't get everything out here. I'm going to get that fixative so you can see how that works. Hold on for just 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about the camera moving. It's pastel fixative, and it's a non-aerosol. And I'm just going to spray that, and we'll have to wait for this to dry. Normally I would do that in a box, and like a cardboard box, and so it doesn't go all over the place. It's not as quite as it doesn't spread out. The spray doesn't spread out quite as much as like an aerosol can. Now this one, as it dries, they're going to look a little different, and I may decide that I will use maybe I'll put some of this wax on my finger and go over the raised edges with the wax. I'm not really sure yet. I'm just going to let those dry. I'm going to move them aside, and we're going to work on this side. Now you can see I have some paints here, and this is just a regular watercolor, and I have one of my water brushes, which they're nice to work with. I need a paper towel. So you of course don't have to paint these, and you can use chalks, you could use acrylics, you could use crayon, you could use anything. You just rub it across and test it a little bit to see how it goes. That's how I do most of the things, is trial and error. So, well, there we go. I got it. I'm coloring out of the lines, and that's okay, isn't it? I actually think once this is dry that I'll be able to wipe off any of the excess, and it'll be easy to do here. I'm trying to move along quickly and instead of taking my time. But there, just using some water to wipe that away. Now, what color do we want the flower to be? Oh, I don't know. Let's see here. Looking at the flowers in Natalie's digitals, she has lots of lavenders and pink, and there's a little bit of orange there. I'm going to go with this kind of a These, as I mentioned, the middle tags, they're from the Dollar Tree, and they did come with some jute twine, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using that to go through those holes. And I might the jute's a little hard to put beads or things on. I'm not sure yet if I'll do that, to add yet another dimension to this mixed media. And of course you can, spend as much time or as little time as you want on painting and decorating. And there's many, many options. I'm sure you can think of some other things to do with this. Adding some, whoops, too much color in there yet. And we can come back later with a black Sharpie and put some lines in there perhaps, or I can use more watercolor, let that dry a little bit. This one, the texture paste is a little messier, but that's okay. I'm going to just go with this as it is and not worry about it. Oh, sorry again. Unfortunately, I have to have this camera right above me, and it makes it difficult to work. Let's see here, what do I want? And you can speed this part of the video up if you don't want to watch me paint. I don't know, as I said, I didn't have an actual plan in mind. I thought about some of the things that I wanted to do ahead of time, but I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to be going next with these. With this mixed media tag, but I will continue working with it. And as you can see, there's some of the texture paste is over the edge here, but I'm going to take a Q-tip or a makeup tip sponge and go over that and see if I can't remove some of that eventually. And as I said, you can come back in and you can add darker colors. It depends on how much time you want to spend with it, how detailed you want to be with the decorating of this. So it's. There I go again, bumping the camera. not really sure if this is supposed to be part of the a green part of the flower coming out there or not, but I'm just going to do a little something with that tip. Okay, and let's see, what do I want in that center? Oh. I really should have a jar of water next to me here so I can clean this brush quicker.